Right, YouTube, today we're making a video on Frankenstein. I figured today would be a good chance to make a video. And this is going to be on how to rebuild a manifold on your air ride system. So, that's it right there. These new ones, man, the fucking Accurates. Well, not the same sort of Accurate style, but these right here come off one piece. The ones that are not the Accurate, yeah, this style. If you got this style. Alright, YouTube, time to rebuild the manifold. So this right here comes off like this. These are loose. You don't want to drop them. At least these are welded on there, but there's a style that's called Accurate. They're not welded on there. And if you're not careful, all these can fall out and you're fucked. So try to label them, keep them together. These come off like this. Mine's were a 12 and a 13. And then we're going to take these out one by one. The top one is for the... So I'm going to the card over now. And we're going to clean them out. These are just regular brake cleaner, carb cleaner. You want to make sure these parts are dry. It's 3 parts of this, so don't lose them. This part's already clean. This is the plunger. I went ahead and I cleaned in there already, but I'll take my rag and just go in there real quick. This spring goes back in. And then this is already clean in the inside, so that's the reason why sometimes your car just drops down on its own. See, the crazy part is that rebuilding these shouldn't be that hard to do. So let's get you out of the angle here. So all these are clean. I had some debris in this one, and I had a little bit of debris in this one, which is the reason why the car is going down by itself. And these plungers come off super easy. You just get a wrench like this. Plop them up like that. And don't put any oil in here. This has to be dry. It's the dry system, so. You know, maybe you can do like a little bit of dry lube. But that's about it. But this stuff right here, super simple. The top one is going to be your exhaust. That's what takes out the air when you lower down the car. These bottom ones is what raises the car up. And then, yep. And take your time. And make sure the air is fully compressed out the system. Because if you open this up, this right here is going to be 180 psi, depending on how much air you got in your tank. And it could come out and it can fuck you up. And that's what you don't want. You know what I'm saying? You just, not too much, a little bit right there in the deal. Now that should do its thing. And you just take this plunger off like this. Spray inside there a little bit. This has a little spring, don't fucking lose it. Take that little spring out. That's right here, you just fucking casually spray it. Clean it. That's not too hard. Dry it up really good. Yeah, and just being fucking carbon brake cleaner, it dries up on its own super quick, so you don't really have to do much, but just make sure you look in there. Make sure there's no like debris and trash that it's gonna clog it up again. That's clean. This is already clean, but I'll clean it again just for the hell of it. Now, you do have a little O-ring on here, but those are good because I tested it with soap and water. Spring goes back in. This goes in here like this. Make sure it does that so it's not sticking. And then all you gotta do is just pretty much screw this back in. said I'm not going to clean the ones on the bottom because I don't have an issue, because the car is not going up by itself, it's going down by itself. Servicing these is super easy. I feel like these manifolds are better than the Air Max, because the Air Max was a pain. It wasn't as simple as this one to get everything back together. And just, you know what I'm saying, tighten the deal up. No, I should have brought some short wrenches, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta make do of the situation, but you just tighten it. Doesn't have to be overly tight, but you know, just tighten up so that it doesn't come out. That's it. No deal. You put this faster back in. If you don't have this model that's welded on there, just make sure you hold this. Make sure you keep the guard on here, because this guard is what holds all that in place. And then you just go ahead and slide that back in. Yep, and I know this is not going to slide in as easy as it came out. So let's see, how am I going to do this? If you don't have custom airlines like this, you wouldn't have to worry about it. But being that I do, they're kind of in the way. And I didn't bring no wrenches with me, because I didn't think that these lines were going to be in the way. But it is what it is. You know, just take your time. Don't rush. See that? These go back in. Super simple. And you don't want to put too much force, because you can and you will break this. So make sure you take your time, do everything right. See, and then you go ahead, you can put that plug back in. And these little things were just hand tight. So you want to kind of keep it the same way. It wasn't like a force to get it out of there on these 12s. So let me show you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I said about 10. Wasn't too tight, but I said 10 should be good enough. And I would do top, bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom, just so you get everything to seat nice and perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8's good enough. You don't want it overly tight, because I already see that the plastic is starting to bow in. And you don't want these things to bow in, because they can be highly sensitive, my dude. But after this, you can start the car up, let the tank fill up all the way, and then you can let the car air up. Alright, how you know that these are leaking? You can do a sound test, a finger test, or you can do a soap test. So on the exhaust port itself, which is right here, or if you have them on the side, I disconnected the part that went outside the car, but you can see bubbles come out of here. And it would slowly leak out and cause the right side to go down. Like I said, for the most part, these wasn't ridiculously dirty, but it was 2 that were contaminated, so that's all fixed. I'll show you the little piece that came out of it that was dirty. But these weren't that that tight. So that's how tight it should be. If you go too tight, you can break the solder joints. And if you break the solder joints, you are going to be fucked. Like I said, it would have been easier if I didn't have these two hard lines in the way. But it is what it is. But that's how you rebuild one of these accurate style manifolds. You know, and personally, I like it better than the Air Max I had in here. Because the Air Max wouldn't sell you the tool to take it apart. And these have no thread sealer on them either. So you don't have to thread seal them back in there. It then had a couple of O-rings on it, but I took it out. You don't need those. Because that doesn't prevent the air from leaking. That just prevents this top cover from flying out when you take it off. But that's it. Bam. So how tight they need to be. They don't have to be overly tight. For some reason this one is not going that smooth. But it is what it is, but it came out easy. We'll tighten that deal back up. Let the tank fill up. Test it out. Like I said, when I did this, I made sure the tank had at least 20 pounds in it. Not completely empty, but almost empty. And then check out the deal, right? This was the little trash that was in it. Looks like a small little piece of plastic. But they're all clean, they're all dry. Like I said, it was some dirt that came out of there. Crap. But that's how you build and service a accurate manifold. Now I'm going to take everything out. Take my tubes out. Gonna let the car fill up naturally. And that right there is how you rebuild it, put it back together. Make sure you put the plug back on and take your time. See, now everything's filling back up. So we should be good to go. And what you can't do is not really mandatory. But if you want to, like I said, if you keep a little air like this, if you keep a little air like that, it's filling up. You can put a little bit of air in the tank, and you can hit the button to lower down the car, and you can shoot the air out of there, and you can clean up whatever debris that might be stuck in there. But it's not going to be no debris stuck in there. But, you know, to have a safe mind to know that everything's clean in there, you can do that, and it will take whatever debris that might be stuck in. There's two holes there. Well, there's three. So one that goes in the middle that holds the spring, and then the two on the bottom is what shoots out the air. You can also purge it out real quick, and it'll take out whatever small little particles that might be stuck in there. But the manifold is 3 years old. It was time for it to get serviced anyways. Right now, I'm just letting my tank fill up, but I know everything's good to go and fixed. And by any chance, if I do get any debris that still might be in there, I'll just take it out again. Like I said, taking apart the manifold is super easy. It's not an all-day job. If I didn't have the two hard lines in the way, it would have been easier. But it is what it is. But that comes out super easy. Like I said, take your time. It's not a race. As long as you take it apart and put it back together like the way it should be, everything should be good. And for that style that I had, the other style that I did before, for a customer, it didn't have the little rubber seals in there to hold that little bracket in place. But those little, you see those little metal pieces in the middle, those are magnets. So it's magnetized. When you hit the switch, it activates the magnet, makes the car go up, makes the car go down, depending on which one you hit. And those are solder on there. You don't want to break one of those solders. But till then, YouTube, if you got any questions, put it in the comment section. I'll write But we'll take it from there. But that's how you build one, and that's how you service one.